All right, welcome to the first episode of Just Listen, the vlogcast for the people by the people. I'm your host, M.U. Jizzle, alongside my co-host, Nick Knack Patty Whack.
Hello.
We're going to be talking about a few things, so don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. What's up, Nick Knack?
What's going on?
All right, just chilling. You see the BET Awards?
Yeah, I seen it. It was pretty good.
Yeah? How'd you like it compared to all the other BET award shows?
It was one of the better ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was more like put together. I thought the other ones was like more unorganized, but this one was like more put together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the shows and the costumes and it was, more elaborate. Did you see the people in the audience? They look like the Village people.
No, I missed that one.
They had people in the audience with purple dreads. It was crazy. But so what was your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the show was when Tyler Perry gave his speech on how he got started and everything. It was deep, You follow your dream and you will succeed.
Yeah, I ain't know he was that big. Goddamn. Make some noise for Tyler Perry being a billionaire off of wearing dresses. Ooh. Right?
Yeah, well, he stated growing up as a kid, he was always around his mom and her girlfriends when they would play cards. And if one of them was upset, one of them would crack a joke to get everybody laughing. So that's where he got started. And he said that his mother was abused by his father.
Yeah.
So, he would go in the room and try to cheer her up by imitating one of the women.
Right, yeah.
And
which is a little weird.
Many might say that, but it is what it is.
Many might say that.
I think everybody has a little bit of masculine and a little bit of feminine in them.
Talk about it.
For example, nowadays, especially, the women have to sometimes take on a role as a man.
Let's talk about it. Why you think that is, though? Why you think a woman would have to take a role? Are you talking about like single parenthood? A woman having to take a role as a man? Or...
Yeah, I'm speaking about single motherhood because, unfortunately, they won't have that male figure there to help raise their child. So they do their best in being both of both worlds. And with that, they might sometimes forget, I'm a woman.
Right. I disagree a little bit. Like, I don't think you being a single parent, you have to take on the role of the other gender.
Well, I'm not saying that you have to become a butch or anything of the sort.
No,
But you do have to be stern.
Right.
To whereas a male figure would definitely be stern.
But you don't have to lose your femininity behind it.
And you don't. That's why I said some have it,
That's the only part I disagree about, the part of a woman having to take a role of a man. Because I don't think the roles are too much different. A parent is a parent, and the best interest is the child. So I don't think like as having a single parent, a child for an amount of time, I don't think I had to become more feminine than masculine, I don't think I had to become more masculine. I think it's just even kill, yeah, having a level head and just thinking about what's in the best interest of the child.
Well, that's a good way to look at it, but some people, like I said, some people feel as though they have to do that, else they wouldn't get the respect of being a single parent. As far as a man being more like a woman now, I know it's double standard. I know I shouldn't say this, but...
All right, so don't say it. What do you feel about that, right? You just said women have to take... single parents, single women sometimes have to take the role of the other parent, right? How you feel about same-sex parenting?
I mean, same-sex parenting could be a little confusing. There would have to be a lot of talks, a lot of understanding to where who is playing what role. And
so you don't agree with same-sex parenting?
It's not for me to agree. Like you said, a parent is a parent, and if it's same-sex, then so be it. You can't be prejudiced towards the fact there's two women or two men doing it. As long as they're having conversations and upbringing their child in the right way, not so to speak right way, because who's to say right from wrong. But as long as they have that talk and that understanding with their child as they get older, so that they can have an understanding as to what it is, I think the child would be okay. If the child so happens to choose to do the same thing, then that's their choice. You can't get mad at the fact that two men want to have a baby or two women want to have a baby. A parent is a parent, and it's all about loving, like you said, and caring, nurturing the child.
So I agree with what you said as far as I just don't agree as the thing about homosexuality, I don't have any problem with anybody's sexuality, lesbian, gay, transsexual, whatever, LGBTQ, whatever that stands for. I don't even know all of the acronyms, but I don't have a problem with it. I just don't like the fact that when we as a people, right? But we as a people come together for a cause, it's specific, you know what I'm saying? I feel as though I don't have a voice in certain things. As a black man, I believe my voice is limited. That's the reason we're doing this podcast, because it's for the people, by the people, because I believe my voice is limited. Now, I say that to say this. When it comes to LGBTQ rights, women's rights, gun laws, everybody has a call, right? But Juneteenth came around, and we heard nothing. Nobody stood up for reparations. Reparations didn't have a gender attached to it. It was for a specific people who were done wrong, and there was no voice. So I think it's unfair for them to have a voice and an agenda for them, but when it comes to us as a whole, nobody comes to our cause. Nobody comes to rally for us. You feel what I'm saying?
But what is it that you're looking for?
Well, we were supposed to get reparations, right? We did 400 years of slavery and all of this stuff, and we were supposed to be repaid for the unjustness that was caused to us, right? And so regardless of the fact, like, to me, and I'm no expert or anything, to me, the whole thing about LGBTQ rights, to me, is sexual.
Well, it is, because it stands for lesbian, bisexual, gays, queens, and trisexuals.
So that being said, your sexuality is between you and your partner. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you want to fight to be able to live your life the way you want to live it, I'm fine with that. I'm with you. I don't care if it's two men and two women. I get what you're saying.
You're saying that the LGBTQ gets more of a recognition of things that are not as important or of moral value, as opposed to we the people that fought and were slaved and a whole nine.
Right.
I get you.
Like, to me, what would be more important is for us to have our own. Everybody talking about, black people don't have their own. We don't own nothing. We don't have this. We don't have that. But we have an LGBTQ community, right? And which we're part of, right? A lot of people are colored, right? Black, brown people in that.
Right.
And then when we talk about black, brown people as a whole, it seems like they want to discriminate against us now. You're not a part of this as a whole. You understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So, okay, cool. You want to fight for your sexuality. That, to me, is private.
But it's more of a moral value, too. It's like you're fighting for something that 85-95% of the people do not approve of. And it's not fair that the recognition is outstanding. You have the parades, you have the community.
What body of people do they disapprove of more? The black body as a whole, or the LGBT community?
The black body as a whole.
All right. So who needs to be put to the forefront? The black body as a whole, or the LGBTQ community?
This is what I'm saying.
This is also what I'm saying. As a black man, I feel as though I'm being crippled on every level. If I'm a straight man and I say I'm a straight man, there's a problem with that. I'm homophobic, right? If I speak out for myself, there's a problem with that. I'm aggressive. If I grow my hair, there's a problem with that.
But what you have to do is create your voice. Like, these LGBTQ people, it seems as though that they're handed everything that it is that they request for recognition. But they have to work hard, too. They deal with a lot of bias, a lot of prejudice, a lot of hate crimes go along with them, too.
I understand.
It's just more so that it's not talked about because...
So can we say that part of that problem is, too, that black people as a whole, we don't have anything?
No.
So
what I say is black people as a whole need to stop making excuses, stop feeling sorry, and come together and do something about it. Because if we was to recognize how everybody else, other groups, other religions, other cultures stick together and they get ahead, we're the only ones that's stuck. Right. And that's because we don't know how to come together, because you want to be better than the next, or you afraid to speak.
Right. Well, I mean, we have no. I don't feel as though anybody speaks for the common man. You know what I'm saying? For the person who make under $100,000 a year, which is a majority of the population. The majority of Americans. There's a statistic that says the average American has less than $300 in their savings account. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't want to talk about them. I want to talk about. So I saw a video on the internet the other day. A friend of mine sent it to me. It was 3 Brazilian women. They say they're Brazilian. I don't know.
That was chopping up the girl.
Yeah.
Stabbing her up. Yeah, that was gruesome. I don't see how it is that they get away with doing things as a set.
Yo, because my thing is this. How is it that they can do that and post that on the internet? But if I take my son to the gun range or something like that, then, you know what I'm saying? They'll lock me up if I post something like that. You know what I'm saying? You've seen the stories. You heard the stories. I just don't get it. Like,
where the prejudice and being biased come in. It's unfortunate. Like I said, we have to stop making excuses and understand what it is and speak up. Yeah. Because as long as we don't speak up, they're going to keep bullying us, and we're going to keep taking the slack, and we're never going to be heard.
Yeah, we that's crazy though.
So I think that's what our problem is.
Gruesome. Like, if I got a store online, and I post ads through Facebook. And on 420, I had a marijuana flag, and I wanted to post that as a promotion on Facebook, and they blocked just the marijuana flag, right? No promotion of it or nothing like that, just the flag. They blocked me, but they allowed this girl to be on there getting, like, they allowed you to see all of that.
Yeah, the blood gushing.
Come on, man.
And trying to chop her head off. I mean,
but they'll ban Farrakhan.
They'll ban a lot of shit.
You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I just don't get this whole social media thing. Like, I don't.
But America is crooked and has always been crooked, and they will continue to want to do what they want to do. They're a bunch of bullies, because honestly, how do they get away with this stuff? This is why a certain individual is in the position that he's in.
Ooh,
because
Trump.
He's a bully.
Yeah, Trump.
And that's all everybody want to do. They say they don't want him there.
Did you remember that whole Central Park 5 case?
Vaguely.
All right. I didn't remember it either. Especially the part where he said he actually took out ads in 3 major papers for the death penalty for these children, right? So that being said, right, and these people standing next to him, like, these was black boys. Like, I wonder what the stance would be after they saw the documentary. You know what I'm saying? Like, you figure the Kanye's, does he change his stance? I know he should. Steve Harvey stood next to this guy, but he's already changed his stance. He claims he did not know. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, he gotta be like the Antichrist or something. You feel me? Like, how would you feel if that was your child or something like that? Like, come on, man.
Exactly. We know that it would be a total different move if it was his son involved in the Central Park 5.
But he got, this is the same president we talking about who got children detained at the border, separated from their families.
And for what reason?
Because he can.
Exactly.
That's it. He's a bully.
America allows him to be a bully.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they state, oh, we don't want him in office. We want to impeach him. But at the same time, it's like, yay, 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 go Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You're being a bully. So now we have somebody to blame, cover up our shit, because we're not bold enough to do it.
Make America great, right? That's what they want to do. That's what it is. Be the bully, the superpower. Make America great again. You know what I'm saying? White is right. White
but here's
is
my thing. How is it that it's okay for you to be a bully. And like you said, everybody else falls under the bus when they do minute things.
Right. It's not okay to be a bully.
It's not, but America is making it okay. They had so many things on this man that he could have been impeached by now.
But I'm sure they had stuff on every president, just not him.
Yeah, but this president is a different story.
He's like the Godfather. You got to understand that Donald Trump is a Godfather. So he like what was the Teflon Don? He's actually acting like the Teflon Don. You know what I'm saying? So he's the Teflon Don. And so he's actually treating America like his underlings. Everybody on his staff has been locked up or indicted for fraud or lying or something like that. But
this is what America wants, because this is America.
This is America.
And it's unfortunate. Mm-hmm. And that's why we have the problems that we do versus other countries. Right. How is it that we can bully everybody, but we broke? We are so broke. It's not even funny.
Well, basically, it's because, all right, America, let's get into it. All right, criminality, right? In order to be a master thief, right? Just think about it. If I take it from you by force, there's a repercussion. Like if I come up to you and I say, give me your money, and I physically harm you, there's a repercussion on me. So I have to think, right? So I have to devise a system, whereas you believe that, whatever I'm doing will benefit you. So therefore, you give me your money. And through the act of you giving or through the act of participation, you are okay with that, right? So people say, oh, you got to vote, you got to vote, you got to vote, you got to vote. Okay, so my thing to them is, okay, I don't like that family at all. And they put 3 cousins up there for me to vote for. I don't like the family. I'm not voting for nobody in the family. Period. That goes against my morality, right? So this whole system is a smoke and mirror. It's smoke and mirrors. It's about people with power who can manipulate their power. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it is. Keyword power. And
manipulate. So, right? So in order for me to get all your money from you, you have to give it to me, right? So I would do this. I would devise a system like a bank. You know what I'm saying? So a bank, you can get, if you deposit $100 in the bank, that bank can loan out $1,000 in money based off of your $100 deposit, right? So whatever. The whole system is corrupt, like you said, and they're master thieves. They write the laws. You know what I'm saying? So what's the solution?
The solution is knowing your rights and knowing the laws, because a lot of laws that they say are laws are actually statutes and not laws.
Oh, shit. Oh, you want to get...
Prime example.
Huh?
Wearing the seatbelt.
Okay.
By law, you can do whatever you want to do. As long as you are not harming another person or yourself.
So you're saying a seatbelt ain't law, it's a statute.
It's a statute.
And a statute is what?
If you don't wear your seatbelt, you're going to get a ticket.
Right.
Pretty much, to narrow it down.
If you don't know.
But if you don't know your rights exactly, you won't stand for that. But then again, you have to also be careful with knowing your rights, because you let them know you're not a nitwit and you know what's right from wrong. Right. It's going to be a problem. So you're damned if you do, damn if you don't. But as I said, in order for you to know your rights, you need to know for sure what you're speaking about, so you won't get choked up when they start acting funny and asking you other questions that may relate.
Alright, so how would you direct your children to interact with the police? What would you tell them? Would you tell them to do whatever they say? Would you tell them just wait until I get there, don't say nothing? How would you tell your children to interact with the police?
Definitely, I would let them know not to say anything until I or the lawyer gets to them. Because children are children. They're scared. They don't really know what to say. They're intimidated by these big words that some of these officers try to use, and they don't even know what it means half the time. So the best thing is stay cool, stay calm, and just let them know. I'd rather not speak until my mother or my parent is...
You have the right to remain silent, so stay silent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't even have to tell them that. You just keep your mouth shut. You get a phone call.
What if they don't? What if they treat your child like they treated these guys, and they didn't get a phone call, and they didn't get they? How far would you be willing to take it as far as those kids was concerned, as far as your child is concerned? let's just say one of your children got picked up riding in the car, somebody doing something they wasn't supposed to do, whatever the case was, and they tried to treat your child unjust. How far are you willing to take it?
As far as I have to. Injustice is unjust, and it's not right. Again, you have to have a voice. And if you lay back and be all timid about shit, then you'll never get nowhere.
Alright, I feel what you're saying, so I'm going to switch it up a little bit. So, strong black woman, you think you are?
Yes.
What type of man do you look for? What type? What's your type?
What's my type? I prefer my man to know what it is he wants to do with himself in life.
For real, because I the reason I asked that question, let me give you a little background. I was reading this book, right? I'm about to tell you the name of the book right now. I think it was called.
How you cut
No, I'm not cutting you off. But I'm gonna just tell you the reason why I'm asking you, and then I'm gonna let you have the floor, right? Because strong black woman, and you said things like sometimes women have to change their role, the way of the superior man, right? And this was just talking about masculine and feminine energy, right? So you think you're strong. You say you're a strong black queen, and you say you want your man to know what he wants to do in life.
Yeah, he gotta know where he want to be and how he's gonna get there.
Okay, you know what you want to be and how you want to get there.
I'm working on it.
Okay, so there's no room for him to work on it.
Absolutely, it is. Okay. But I'm not saying you could be some old willy-nilly person that's not taking the time out to figure out what it is you want to do.
So what if he know what he want to do is just not happening as fast as he would like or the way he would like?
Well, then that's when a strong black queen would come and support him no matter what the situation.
Alright, because my first topic I was talking about was rappers over 40. You remember, I think we had this conversation before, and a lot of guys say, I'm not going to hang it up. I'm going to keep doing it. It's therapy, you know what I'm saying? It's a hobby. I'm going to pursue it regardless of whatever people think. And I believe you said it was a time where if shit ain't working out, then he need to hang it up.
This is true. You have to be true to yourself. You can't keep hitting the nail on the head if you're not progressing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go hard, you go at it for a minute. If you don't succeed, then you try something different. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying not to try it at all, or your first time around, you're shit. You have to work towards something, and if you really want it, you do whatever it takes to get it done.
Alright, so what if men held women to the same standards that...
Well, I think they should.
Alright, because the reason I say this is because men are supposed to have it together.
That's who?
You just said that.
I didn't say that the men had to have it together.
You gotta know what
I
he
said I would like for him to know
going.
what he wants and work towards it, is what I said. Right. I didn't say he had to come fully packaged, because I'm not fully packaged. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
So, whatever it takes for you to work towards it, and if you're showing me you're working towards it, then I can't be mad at you. But if you're talking, and then one day you're working on plan A, and then 3 days later you like, fuck it, let's go to plan B, I'm not with that. But now, if your plan A is taking up a lot of your time, and you're not going nowhere with it, you're literally stuck, and you know this. And if other people see that it's not going nowhere, such as the people that matter, then you have to give it.
So, where do you come in? So, if you supposed to be this person's backbone, the strength, the rock, the reason why they do what they do, and they're going to keep going, right? Because a lot of people can't see the reward or the light at the end of the tunnel. So, if you believe in your partner, aren't you supposed to come in and be like, yo, I could figure this out with you instead of do something else? Because a man would never, me as a man, right? I would do everything in my power to make you succeed, right? So, instead of saying, yo, I think you should do something else, I would just be like, yo, what do you need to succeed? And whatever you needed to succeed, we would go out and acquire those resources and we would win together. Right? And I feel it's like a man, it's like this. Either you go out and win, or you bring your ass home and get a job. That's a crippling effect, because everything you try in business doesn't work.
Right.
You try everything in your power. You try all different types of things, and what works, the reward is 10 times greater than you quitting. Right?
True.
There's a saying, or there's a
book.
Yeah, you know it. How to Think and Grow Rich, right? About the man who stopped 3 feet from gold.
Yeah.
All right. So how
would you know when you're at that 3 feet? You don't know.
You never know.
You won't. You never know.
And it's never too late.
Okay, well, let me just say this. If it interferes with your way of living, meaning the necessities that you have to have in life, then I would say, let's try something different. But as long as you can do it for, if it takes years on end and it's not affecting you, then I say by all means, go ahead, rock with it. I'm by your side. But if it starts to interfere,
see, I don't like that part right there. That I'm by your side, or that right there could be misconstrued as I'm by your side or I'm not by your side.
Exactly.
So
either
that's not
I'm
a partnership.
I'm not by your side if you're not going full-fledged hard for it. If, like I said, if you're on plan A on Monday and by Thursday you're looking to do a plan B.
But how you know how you judge going full-fledged hard?
I don't know.
Some people full-fledged hard don't look.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It sounds good.
No, I'm just saying.
No, on some real shit. If you, in order to be a strong black woman, you do have to stand by your man no matter what, and take no shit from anybody. You can still be feminine and be a lady, a queen, or whatever the case may be, and get your point across. Some may not think so. Many may. Mm-hmm. But however floats your boat.
Floats your boat. Okay. Anyway,
I'm
moving
high,
on.
man.
You high, man?
I'm high.
Yeah. So, what's the last book you read, woman?
Sounds like you're high too.
I'm always high.
The last book I read, in full effect, I didn't complete it, but
that's
it's
the name
called.
Of the book, in full effect?
No.
Oh.
The name of the book is called Corruption. I did not finish the book. However, it is an interesting book. It's about a lawyer who's helping out.
Who the author?
I don't know.
You don't
You're asking too many questions.
With no author?
I don't know.
I ain't ask you what the book was about. You like to read a lot?
I'm telling you.
You like to read a lot?
Sometimes I do.
Oh, okay. This your first podcast?
It is.
It's not a podcast. It's a vlogcast with a V.
Oh, well. Whatever it is, it's my first time doing it. And if you niggas can't get with me, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to be as real as it can be.
You like doing this?
And I enjoy it.
You gonna come back and be a guest again?
Sure, I'll be a co-host anytime.
You gonna be my permanent co-host?
Yeah. Well,
all right now.
I hope I shed some light on some things.
Like what?
For some people, as far as the laws and the statutes. It was only one example that I gave, but that should give you a jump start.
You know laws and statutes.
Well, that should give you a jump to want to know.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of us really do believe that if I don't wear my seatbelt, I'm going to get in trouble by the law. Bullshit. Look it up. I'm trying to tell you, it's not a law, it's a statute. So go ahead and get a jump start on that and look it up.
All that shit statutes. Mostly everything they lock us up for is statutes.
Yeah, 98% of the laws are statutes.
All day.
I don't know if that's
where did you get this information from, though?
I've read it.
Where you read it?
In
You
the
read?
book.
You read a lot?
I read from time to time. I wouldn't say I read a lot. I read when I can.
So you got a Facebook, Instagram, or anything like that?
I do have a Facebook,
What's
and I do have an Instagram.
How could the people find you on Facebook?
You can look me up by Nicole Richardson.
You had to think about that.
No, because I have 2 accounts. Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
I have 2 accounts, and I don't know how that happened.
Maybe because you hiding something from somebody.
Anywho, the active one is the Nicole Richardson. I'm from North Plainfield. Actually, I'm from North. I lived in North Plainfield. So look me up. And then on Instagram, I believe it's Godiva Chocolate or Nubian 070480. One of those. I don't know.
One of those. I don't know. Godiva Chocolate. What's that about? That's the sexy account. Chocolate. That's all the booty pic accounts.
Whatever.
And the other, you said Instagram.
Nobody want to see this booty.
You got Facebook? I mean,
no
Twitter.
No Twitter. No. I barely have an Instagram.
Barely.
I'm not really Instagram, Facebook savvy. You know what I mean?
Word.
I go on, I read comments, I might share. That's about it.
I appreciate that.
If I have a picture that I look good in, I'll post it.
Cool. All right. Well, we'd love to have you back. We'll probably have you back tomorrow.
You more than likely will.
Yeah, you my co-host. Because you're the only person that'll come down here. You heard?
I'm the only motherfucker that lives with you that do it.
You're the only motherfucker I know, pretty much. You know what I mean? And we done took all our money to do this shit, so we just gonna do it. So, remember to like, subscribe.
Share and comment.
Yeah, and thank you for tuning in to Just Listen, the vlogcast. M.U. Jizzle, Knick Knack Patty Whack.
And for the record, my eyes are not closed. It's heavy.
Yeah, we'll holler.
Have a good night.